What is going on, peeps? It is Aldo here at Zero to Mastery, and today I'm handing it over to our ZTM instructor, Paul Mendez, to talk about the different jobs you can find as a freelance developer. This particular video was pulled from his complete guide to freelancing course. The truth of the matter is that not every developer wants to work for a FAANG company, or a company in general for that matter, and that's totally okay. Paul is going to show you the different types of jobs that you can find as a freelance developer. Paul is a top-rated freelancer with numerous years of experience and has helped thousands of people break out of the 9-to-5 cycle. So enough talking from me. Let me hand it over to Paul so he can show you the different opportunities you have as a freelance developer.
In this lesson, we will be discussing the top freelance development and IT projects so you can focus on what skill set you want to get experience in. The first that we are going to go over is mobile app development. Mobile app developers on Upwork typically charge between $18 and $39 per hour on average. And the price that you're able to charge as a mobile app developer depends on the mobile platform that you are developing on. Is it native? Is it for the web? Or is it hybrid? And you need to see, does the client need a native app, whether that's Android, iOS, or Windows, or are they looking to create a hybrid web or cross-platform mobile app? Of course, this can affect the cost for a few reasons. First, creating a native app locks you into that specific platform. You're creating a code base that's written for that mobile platform in that mobile platform only. This means that creating a native app for each platform immediately adds to the timeline and the budget of a project. Now, when businesses want apps that can run on multiple platforms, many turn to web, hybrid, or cross-platform options, which can also impact the price you can charge as a freelance mobile app developer. In addition, the app project complexity and deliverables will impact the price that you can charge. Laying out what the client needs from the mobile app will help you determine the deliverables, phases, and the amount of time it will take to complete. Mobile app development projects can take anywhere from weeks to 6 months or more, and that all depends on what the client needs in terms of design, integrations, and other functionalities. For example, a simple utility app may require a server-side integration, but a real-time messaging app will need back-end integrations and database support. Now, this chart you're seeing on the screen shows you how the complexity relates to the different mobile app development projects that are out there. So on the less complex side, you have existing app, bug fixes, new features, or patches needed. You have designer onboarding, and you have testing. A medium level of mobile app development would be if you have to perform OS updates, a new version of an app with patches for resubmission, as well as UI design updates. And a large complexity that will impact the cost the most would be if you're creating a brand new app from scratch, if the app requires an API integration, if you're working on security or database integration. The other factor that impacts how much you can earn as a mobile app developer is your experience level and, of course, your location and the rate you're charging. Now, who the client needs for their mobile app development project will depend on the needs of their app's complexity. So finding the right mobile app developer for them, it should be someone who matches with the experience of what they need done. And in this chart, you can see the different types of mobile developers, what they do, and the average hourly rates associated with them. So you can feel free to pause the screen here and review this chart in more detail. To summarize all of the skills we were going over as you look at the different freelance developer skills I'm outlining, I will be placing them all into a chart so you can easily compare and contrast each of them for your own review. For mobile app development, the median hourly rates are $18 to $39 on average, while the top hourly rate that some mobile app developers are able to charge is $120 an hour and more. And the demand in the competition for mobile app developers is around the medium level. The next development skill is Shopify development. Shopify developers on Upwork charge anywhere between $15 and $29 per hour on average. And it all depends on your Shopify / your e-commerce experience. The rates that you charge can vary due to a lot of different factors, including your expertise, your experience, and the market conditions. An experienced Shopify developer may command much higher fees, but also work at a faster pace. They may have more specialized area of expertise, and they may be able to deliver higher quality work. Now, a contractor who is still in the process of building a client base may price their Shopify developer services more competitively, so that is all things to keep in mind. Rates typically charged by a Shopify developer on Upwork are $15 an hour for beginners, $33 an hour for intermediate level, and $95 per hour for an advanced level. And it all depends on finding out which level you are in so you can charge the right rate for the services that you are providing as a Shopify developer. It's all up to you as a Shopify developer and working in e-commerce to stay up to date with the trends, because trends are ever evolving, especially in the online space, the e-commerce space, and you need to stay up to date with what is best practice so you don't get left behind and so you can stay competitive with all of the client's competition and you can build a website for them that is going to be profitable. So something you can do that's very helpful is to sign up to receive updates from the Shopify Partners website. So for example, brushing up on your knowledge with up-to-date articles, that will allow you to gain experience faster and close more projects than someone who doesn't keep up with the times and they don't know what the different trends are. And this is going to help you so much, especially when you're sending proposals out and you're interviewing with clients, because it is very easy to tell someone who is up to date on the most recent practices and trends and someone who is stuck 5 or 10 years in the past. Whatever you do, it's essential to review your technology stack and to test your themes, your sites, and your apps before releasing them off into the wild. Performance remains a key concern for any merchant that is hiring a freelancer to build a Shopify website for them. And it's in the top 3 along with return on ad spend and retention. In the end, don't use new tech just for the sake of it. If you do implement a new tool or an emerging technology, it has to make sense for the brand, the product, and the specific project you are working on. So always ask yourself before you go and you set up a new theme or you set up some brand new app, make sure it is something that the client really needs in that Shopify development and not just something you want to test out to see how it performs. So to summarize, Shopify developers charge anywhere between $15 to $29 per hour, while their top hourly rates are $95 plus per hour. And the demand for Shopify development is high, and the competition, I have it set to medium to high, because there are a lot of jobs out there. There are a good amount of people that are also providing these services, but I wrote medium to high because there are still a lot of opportunities for you to get your foot in the door as a Shopify developer, especially when you're just getting started out. Because like we went over, you have some of that leniency there to charge a little bit less on your initial projects, but once you have that portfolio built, Shopify development can become a very lucrative skill set for you to provide as a developer. The next skill set you can provide as a freelance developer is WordPress website development. WordPress developers on Upwork charge between $15 and $28 per hour on average. And WordPress is the number one CMS. So when you want a content management system, that's a website that is easy to work with and it looks exactly the way you want to and has all of the ability and the functionality that you need. That is why a lot of people go with WordPress. It's the most popular content management system for a reason, and that's because of how user-friendly the interface is and how credible it is, and also how much customization options you have. What you put into the platform, you'll definitely get back in terms of a scalable, functional site that's easy to update and to maintain. It's also available in 60 languages, making it usable for people on every continent. Over 455 million websites use WordPress, and that number only continues to grow. That's an extremely impressive number. With 1.1 million downloads every 6 months and over 2 million per year, WordPress is the most user-friendly and overall the easiest way to build a new website. It offers over 54,000 plugins, 11,000 themes, and layouts to customize websites for small businesses to blogs and even e-commerce websites. In addition, it's not just marketing-based websites either. So WordPress has a plugin offered that is WooCommerce, and that makes up 28% of all e-commerce sales on the internet. The platform makes it possible to create a website that works for your business or blog, which appeals to many people and businesses worldwide who want to share their ideas but also sell their products along with it. So using the WooCommerce plugin, it's very powerful because you're still built on WordPress, but now you have an open source e-commerce software platform where you can go and sell products and build all that functionality to have the client have a full-blown e-commerce website where they're able to sell products or digital products, and all of that is set up through the WordPress dashboard. Customization is also a huge benefit of using WordPress because WordPress sites are very customizable. Now, depending on how much the client's site needs to grow and how much customization they want, whether it's with advanced plugins or tweaks to a theme, clients need to find a freelance WordPress professional with the skills that are able to bring their projects to life, and that's exactly where you come in. So if a client has a WordPress theme that they like, a lot of times, part of the project will be customizing that theme and making it suit exactly to what the client's needs are and how they want the website to not only look, but also to function. And that's why it's so important to ask questions up front. Developers don't always bill hourly. It can be common for a WordPress developer to set a fixed price for the website based on the project requirements and what level or lack of customization is needed. That's why you need to ask detailed questions and understand the client's true goals with their WordPress website and what will be required for you to accomplish those goals for them. And when you're determining the scope of work for your project, you want to consider all of these things that are going to go into it. The first is the research into the industry, the marketplace, and the audience. Next, you will want to also make sure you're accounting for creating a site wireframe with page titles and content blocks that you can share with the client, and then of course adjust and edit based on their recommendations and what they need done, as well as choosing and customizing a theme for the website, followed by identifying and purchasing the different widgets and plugins needed to support the functionality that the client wants. After that, generating an in-browser design for review and revisions is the next part of it, because you need to understand there's not just going to be a website project that you develop and then you hand it off. There are going to be different iterations of it, and after you get out of that wireframe phase, that's when you want to have that in-browser design for the client to review and to actually pull up on their different devices so they can see how the website actually performs, and then they can provide the other edits that they need for you to complete. Also, setting up Google Analytics tools and an XML sitemap and submitting that to search engines is another part of a lot of WordPress projects, but that's something you need to bring up before you go ahead and you pitch your price. And once the website is pretty much polished up, then that's when you go into the testing, review, and approval phase. So this is when you're putting everything together, you're testing it, making sure all the functionality works, and then you're going to the client and you're getting approval on it. And then after that, that's the installation, integration, and launch of the actual website, followed by the specific number of iterations or the different number of revisions that are going to be included. Now, a fixed price project will typically specify the number of iterations that are included in the price point, while an hourly project will just keep billing hourly based on how many revisions the client needs once the website is already live. And as a freelancer, but especially as a WordPress development freelancer, you need to be very wary of scope creep, because it's important to avoid scope creep by planning ahead to prevent it. So here are 3 ways to help ensure your timeline and scope doesn't grow beyond expectations. The first is to be very specific. The more specific you are during your client interviews and your proposals, and even when you're onboarding the client, the more it is going to help you in the long run, because you want to be specific and understand the exact functionality that the WordPress website is going to need, all of the different custom coding options that the client may want to take advantage of, and everything like that. So make sure you're getting very specific so you understand exactly what the project is going to consist of. Next is to prepare. You want to prepare any related materials ahead of time. So you want to write and edit the site copy, the menus, and the page titles as soon as you have the wireframe for the pages within your site. And if you're including photos or other images, check to ensure that they have a high enough resolution. You want to prepare ahead of time so you don't have to go back and clean up all of your work. And lastly, communication is key to reducing scope creep. So you want to establish a way to quickly and efficiently share the project assets and to keep things moving forward. Being responsive and being able to communicate clearly is essential at keeping a development project rolling and not stalling out. So setting up a Slack channel or a Dropbox or a Google Drive folder where you and the client can share the different assets and information and different timeline and objectives for the project, that is going to keep the email back and forth to a minimum and actually help push the project forward, all while reducing scope creep. Now let's go over some of the general time estimates for WordPress projects, including variables that may have an impact on how long it will take and ultimately how much the client will pay for the work. The first is a landing page. This can take anywhere from 1 hour to 10 plus hours, and the variables include how detailed is the creative brief, is there a template to follow, and are copy and images provided from the start, finalized, and sized appropriately. Next is a simple WordPress website. The time estimate is anywhere from 5 hours to 20 plus hours, or possibly over several weeks. The different variables include how many pages does the site include, how much CSS theme customization is required, what is the content, text, and images, or does it need to pull data with more complicated parameters, as well as how many plugins are needed. And lastly, a custom site with a theme and plugin integration / e-commerce site is going to take 5 hours to 100 plus hours. And the different variables include how many pages does the site include, what are your database requirements, how much CSS theme customization is required, how complex are the integrations, as well as how many plugins do you need to integrate. To summarize, WordPress developers charge anywhere between $15 to $28 on average. The top hourly rates for this skill set is $95 and up. And the demand for WordPress developers is high and the competition is also high. But this is a very big skill set because, like we went over, it's the #1 CMS and so many websites are built on WordPress. So if you can specialize in this skill set, you can definitely start to position yourself as an expert WordPress developer and start landing freelance projects. The next skill we will be going over is data visualization. On Tableau, this is one way that developers create data visualization projects. They charge anywhere between $25 and $60 per hour on average. And data visualization is an interdisciplinary field that deals with the graphic representation of data. It is very effective because it helps communicate when the data is large and it's hard to read in a different format. So it's described as a practice of translating information into a visual context, such as a map or a graph, to make data easier for the human brain to understand and pull insights from. The main goal of data visualization is to make it easier to identify patterns, trends, and outliers in large data sets. One very popular form of data visualization that you are probably very familiar with is infographics. That's when they take a bunch of data and they create an infographic that makes it very easy to understand what the data is representing. Another use is within business reports, which is used to turn data into visually appealing and more digestible info, especially when you're presenting this data to managers or people who aren't on the ground level to the point where they need some sort of data visualization to understand that data and digest it, as opposed to just giving them a report with a bunch of numbers in a spreadsheet. A lot of times their eyes will just glaze over. So this is a great way for you to use your development skill set as a data visualization expert to create reports and projects that the different managers and clients can easily digest. A data visualization specialist is really a data analyst who is skilled at manipulating data and solving problems by transforming the data into an interactive or just an informative graphic. And these are called visualizations. So their analyst expertise means they're able to generate specific metrics and develop complex calculations, but also make it very simple and easy for anyone to interpret based on the visualization that they have created. So let's go over a couple things that are within the data visualization skill set. The first is data science and analytics. Next is graphic design. And the next is data visualization tools such as Fusion Charts, Tableau, and Infogram. Here are some example data visualization jobs posted on Upwork recently. You can see the first one is a business analyst needed for ongoing BI help in Data Studio, and the other one is a Tableau visualization with WordPress data project. Since data visualization jobs vary so much, it does depend on the type of project you are working on, but here are the general stats for data visualization. The average median hourly rates are anywhere from $20 to $45 an hour. The average top hourly rate is $120 plus per hour. The demand is medium, and the competition is low to medium. So this is a good opportunity if you are interested in graphic design, in compiling data into a digestible format. You can go into this skill set because the competition isn't too high. And if you can start to position yourself as a data visualization expert, you can really set up a profitable freelance career for yourself. And also, if you look at the top hourly rate, there is a lot of potential there and room to grow. The next skill we will be going over is machine learning. Machine learning engineers on Upwork charge anywhere between $25 an hour to $50 an hour. And data scientists on Upwork charge anywhere from $25 to $50 per hour as well. Machine learning is considered a branch of artificial intelligence, or AI, and machine learning is basically the practice of computer science where data and algorithms are used to replicate human learning. As machines learn, they show gradual improvement in their accuracy and in their effectiveness. So if you do have a passion for data science, computer science, artificial intelligence, and cutting-edge technologies, you may have what it takes to become a freelance machine learning engineer. Machine learning engineers, also referred to as data scientists, are responsible for designing and building artificial intelligence-based algorithms whose purpose is to continuously learn. To ensure the algorithms continue to learn, machine learning engineers are tasked with assessing, analyzing, and organizing more data in order to optimize machine learning capability. Freelance machine learning engineers are called upon by a variety of different clients across multiple industries to incorporate machine learning capabilities into their operations. So that's often undertaken as part of an organization's overall artificial intelligence initiative. And machine learning projects are often implemented to streamline different tasks that were historically handled by humans. Now, as a result, staff can be deployed to handle more customer-facing value-added tasks. As more companies implement these types of machine learning changes, the demand for machine learning freelancers will continue to grow, which is why it is such a great skill to start to develop if you are interested in it. The machine learning skill set consists of the following. The first is principles of deep learning. Through understanding of the principles of deep learning and machine learning, those are the skills that will help you and enable you to learn how to become a machine learning engineer, as well as leverage all the available technology to ensure the machine learning achieves its purpose while also handling the tasks that it is set out to do while also continuing to learn. That is really the whole thing here, is that it's not only to solve a problem, but it's also designing it in a way where it is actually learning and getting better at providing that task as time goes on. The next skill in the machine learning skill set is software engineering. Now, you want to have some software engineering skills because machine learning engineers should be adept at handling a variety of different software engineering responsibilities, including writing algorithms, natural language processing, and more. Next is data science. You want to have some sort of familiarity with data science because a machine learning engineer will be dealing with a large data set, and they need to know how to process them via Python, Java, and SQL. In addition, machine learning engineers should have knowledge of data modeling, big data, hypothesis testing, and mathematics proficiency. And lastly, problem-solving skills is a very vital part of a proper machine learning skill set. Now, machine learning is no different than any other type of project where you are going to be problem solving. However, as a machine learning engineer, your job is to actually write the algorithms designed for automation. And this is where some of the challenges and obstacles come up, that it's your job to overcome those and to deliver solutions that successfully streamline the intended workflow. And it's all about replicating the human logic, and that is what requires extensive software development and problem-solving skills. And even before they occur, machine learning needs to pretty much understand when a problem may come up and then have that machine actually be able to handle it and solve it itself. So to summarize, as a machine learning engineer, you want to focus on your problem-solving skills, your time management skills as well, because excellent time management skills allows freelancers to successfully juggle complex and competing priorities and arrive at solutions that meet their clients' objectives, as well as communication, because most machine learning projects involve extensive teamwork and collaboration with various different stakeholders. So communicating effectively in writing as well as verbally goes a long way in eliminating misunderstandings, as well as providing project clarity and articulating potential alternatives that may be more suitable in the long run as it relates to the machine learning project that you are working on. As a machine learning engineer, a healthy curiosity, especially regarding technology, is important. Virtually all computer programming and algorithm-based work involves a high degree of curiosity. A healthy curiosity often separates exceptional freelance machine learning engineers from average ones who struggle to find work and charge what they are really worth. To summarize, machine learning engineers typically charge a median hourly rate of $25 an hour to $50 an hour, and their top hourly rate is $100 plus per hour, while the demand is medium and the competition is low. So once again, just like with data visualization, the demand is pretty substantial. However, the competition isn't that intense. So this is a great skill set to get into if you have everything we went over. If you have that curiosity and you are deeply interested in machine learning and AI, this can be a great skill for you to develop. Cybersecurity and data protection is the next skill that we will be going over. Network security engineers on Upwork charge anywhere between $25 an hour to $55 an hour. Network security, cybersecurity, and endpoint security. These different, often overlapping arms of information technology security can get confusing. And as hackers get smarter, it's important to know what each of those does and how to implement them into your own network. And as a freelancer, you will of course be implementing them into your clients' networks. So in the wake of the highly connected IoT, the Internet of Things, and the rise of cloud technology, we're facing more vulnerabilities to our networks than ever before, and that is where a cybersecurity freelancer comes in. With large-scale data breaches making headlines every single month, whether you're a small startup or an enterprise organization, security should be top priority. And that is why cybersecurity professionals are growing in demand, because more of these security breaches are happening and different organizations are realizing how important it is to actually be preventative and not try to just respond to this issue, but to prevent it altogether. There are even large-scale targeted heists with other cybercrimes that hold sensitive data for ransom until paid, typically in cryptocurrency due to its anonymous nature. So not only is data being stolen, but even worse, it's basically like a digital heist where not only is your data stolen, but now your company can be held under ransom and you have to pay this extreme amount of money just to possibly have the criminals release your data or release your funds. And all of this, once again, is pointing towards the need to have a solid cybersecurity strategy. That's why companies are enlisting the help of network security freelancers every single day. By adopting a proactive security stance, educating the client's users, and taking advantage of the latest in authentication measures, you'll be able to better help prevent and strengthen your client's company against cyber attacks. It all boils down to information. You have information security, you have IT security, and you have information assurance. Information security and information technology security might sound similar, and they are actually often used interchangeably. However, they're slightly different fields. When we're talking about information security, or InfoSec, we're actually referring to protecting your data, whether that's physical or digital. IT security pretty much covers all of the types of security within a network, from components like databases and cloud servers to applications and the users remotely accessing the network. They all fall under the IT security umbrella. And lastly, you have information assurance. This means that any important data won't be lost or stolen in the event of an attack or a disaster, whether that's a tornado wiping out a server center or whether that's hackers breaking into a database. It's commonly addressed within things like backups and offsite backup databases, and it rests on three main pillars: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. These philosophies carry over into every other aspect of security, whether it's application security or just wireless security in general. And as it relates to recurring revenue, becoming a cybersecurity freelancer can unlock that potential for you, because it's important to remember that securing a network isn't a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process that needs to be constantly occurring and evolving along with the organization and their different tools and the websites and all of the different information technology software that they use. In addition, as a cybersecurity professional, you can position yourself as a valuable team member, because IT security experts are one of the most important team members that any organization can hire. I mean, think about it. They're responsible for the safety and the security of all the company's hardware, software, and assets, and they regularly audit the back-end systems to ensure that they're airtight. Through security analysis, a freelance cybersecurity professional can identify any potential security problems and create a protect, detect, and react strategy when it comes to creating security plans. To summarize, cybersecurity and data protection professionals charge anywhere between $25 to $55 median hourly rate on average. The top hourly rate is $150 plus per hour, which you can see is the highest on the chart so far. And the demand is medium to high, while the competition is still in the low to medium range. So becoming a cybersecurity and data protection freelance specialist is a great skill for you to get into if you're interested in this field, you're interested in preventing different bad actions to occur based on hackers and things of that nature, and you want to fight the good fight. This is a great skill set for you to develop. I'll see you in the next lesson.
Aldo here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you found this video helpful, you would absolutely love Paul's complete guide to Freelancing Course. He dives into everything you need to know regarding creating and optimizing your Upwork profile, connecting with clients the correct way, delivering on your value, and so much more. More information on that in the description below. But that's it for today, and until next time.